Henry, hi. What pleasure to have you here with us. It's up there with one of the most highly anticipated sequels, I think. Another Simple Favor. What can fans expect going in?
Oh my God. I think everything you were a fan of the first one, they've literally just turned the dial up from the intrigue to the mystery to the sexy outfits to the outrageous one-liners. My character comes back and is like a totally different dude in this film than he was in the first. So I think there's twists and turns that what everybody loved.
I mean, I hadn't watched the trailer. I hadn't really read anything about the sequel before going in. And just every moment was like, okay, it's going there. Okay. Did you have that same experience when you read the script?
Oh my God, 100%. I was like, Paul, where did you get this? I like, what the? And he was like, yeah. But it was a credit to himself and Laura. Like they really sort of listened to the actors. And, we've lived with these characters for 6-7 years odd. And so I came with a very strong idea of who I wanted Sean to be. And he was like, I love it. And so we were able to sort of achieve that. And then, and everybody else sort of like putting on your favorite pair of running shoes and just going for a sprint and just like loving life. So it was a lot of fun to film.
Let's talk about Sean. I mean, wow. The guy that we find in this movie.
A lot of Sean.
And, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if you've really ever had a chance to properly lean into, I don't know if we're going to call it a villain, but this guy is about as caustic as they come.
Oh
some of the lines you deliver, did he just say that?
Yeah.
How much fun did you have with this? Was it any of it improvised?
To be honest, all of it was improvised. So we had a very sort of like a great script. But there was like just some of these one-liners that I thought, I was like, fuck it, I'll just throw it out there. So you see if Paul likes it. And he literally kept like all the scathing sort of retorts and all the stuff and there's like a certain scene which is very outrageous, which all kind of like on the day stuff. When you have a comfort with your director and you're able to sort of have the latitude to sort of play in a scene, that's what you get out of it. You get the magic. So my relationship with Paul goes back 3 movies. So we've got like complete comfort and we trust each other. So
without it being a spoiler, can you tell us, did you have a favorite line? Were you cracking people up when you were saying some of this stuff?
Oh my God, I don't know if I could repeat them. They're really bad. They're like, no, I seriously I think you'll have to watch the movie because literally like everything that comes out of his mouth is gold.
What is it about Blake and Anna on screen? Because you see them in their separate movies and you already know they're funny, but seeing them together, it's like a whole different fire.
I was talking to Paul about it the other day. I was like, I think it's the characters as well. It's just how they're written, how they're relying on each other. They're kind of like a yin and yang. They complement each other in so many ways, but it's so chaotic and so explosive. It's like keeping sort of water and oil together, but at the same time it's just like you can't not watch it. So yeah, it's magic.
And it's not just all silly comedy either. There's such intensity and it does lean into the kind of thriller aspects even more in this one. So I thought that was also something that made it quite unique.
The plot's gotten better. The characters we introduce are like amazing. It literally is like 3 grades better than the original. I think we know the first one we were kind of like, this is what the movie is, but then it became something else. But now we know what the people wanted, and now we're kind of not servicing the fans, but we're leaning into what everybody loved the most. I think the initial ideas that we had for the journey have evolved tremendously, and that was part because all the actors kind of know their characters so well. They're like, that's what happened. Like this. So I came to Paul, me and him met up in Beverly Hills in Los Angeles. We had lunch together, and I pitched him the idea for Sean. And I had sort of a certain amount of days that I could sort of achieve and be on the set because I was on something else in Germany. And I was like, this is how I want Sean. I think this would be amazing to sort of see him come out of his shell. And that's exactly what Paul sort of put together. And I was like, I want this, and this. And he was like, oh my God, this is brilliant. Let's work together. We came up with some ideas, and this is what sort of came out of it. I think the original, especially it being like second film I ever acted in, like I always nervous like on set. I was like, I felt like a poser. Weirdly, it's like when you're early on in any job, you're like, oh, I really belong here. This film, I felt like I earned my stripes. I came to the table with ideas and strong opinions, which I think you only find your voice as an actor through experience. And so I did think twice about letting Paul know. I was like, "No, I think this is how he should be, and it'd be great to see like the other side of Sean. And he really has been put through the ringer from the first original movie. So this is kind of 5 years in percolation, being downtrodden, being the punch bag. He's snapped, and he's found his way to the bottle, which has almost let him kind of loose as such. So he's got some pretty barbed responses to the girls.